Sadako and the Thousand Paper Cranes by Eleanor Core, based on a true story. Chapter 9, Racing with the Wind. As Sadako grew weaker, she thought more about death. Would she live on a heavenly mountain? Did it hurt to die, or was it like falling asleep? If only I could forget about it, Sadako thought, but it was like trying to stop the rain from falling. As soon as she concentrated on something else, death crept back into her mind. Towards the middle of October, Sadako lost track of days and nights. Once, when she was awake, she saw her mother crying. "Don't cry," she begged. "Please don't cry." Sadako wanted to say more, but her mouth and tongue wouldn't move. Her tears slid down her cheek. She had brought her mother to so much grief, and all Sadako could do now was make paper cranes and hope for a miracle. She fumbled with a piece of paper. Her fingers were too clumsy to fold it. "I can't even make a crane," she said to herself. "I've turned into a real turtle." Quickly, quickly, Sadako tried with all her strength to fold the paper before she was swept into darkness. It might have been minutes or hours later that Dr. Numata came in and felt Sadako's forehead. He gently took the paper out of her hands. She barely heard him say, "It's time to rest. You can make more birds tomorrow." Sadako gave a faint nod. Tomorrow. Tomorrow seemed a long, long way off. The next time she awoke, the family was there, smiled at them. She was part of that warm, loving circle where she would always be. Nothing would ever change. Nothing would ever change that. Already lights were dancing behind her eyes. Sadako slid a thin, trembling hand over to touch the golden crane. Life was slipping away from her, but the crane made Sadako feel stronger inside. She looked at her flock hanging from the ceiling. As she watched, a light autumn breeze made the birds rustle and sway. They seemed to be alive, flying through the open window. How beautiful and free they were. Sadako sighed and closed her eyes. She never woke up. Epilogue. Now, an epilogue sort of tells what happens at the end of the, or after the story, or after the end of the story. Excuse me. So Sadako Suzaki died on October 25th, 1955. That was about 65 years ago. Her classmates folded 356 cranes so that 1,000 were buried with Sadako. In a way, she got her wish. She will live on in the hearts of people for a long time. After the funeral, the bamboo class collected Sadako's letters and published them in a book. They called it Kokeshi, after the doll they had given to Sadako while she was in the hospital. The book was sent around Japan, and soon everybody knew about Sadako and her 1,000 paper cranes. Sadako's friends began to dream of building a monument to her and all children who were killed by the atom bomb. Young people throughout the country helped collect money for the project. Finally, their dream came true. In 1958, the statue was unveiled in Hiroshima's Peace Park. There is Sadako standing on top of a giant mountain of paradise. She is holding a golden crane in outstretched hands. A folded crane club was organized in her honor. Members still place thousands of paper cranes beneath Sadako's statue. on August 6th, Peace Day. They make a wish too. Their wish is engraved on the base of the statue. This is our cry, this is our prayer, peace in the world. And it is quite the sight. Hopefully someday you can take a trip to Hiroshima and check out the memorial and the children's memorial also. It's quite interesting to see the smallest cranes she made and all the other cranes that they've collected there.